If institutional responses and public attitudes always tend to prioritize a woman's judgment, isn't it more challenging for men to come up and report of their sufferings? And if this is the case, how can you be sure that there are only few cases? And even if there are few cases, is it correct to deny justice to in one man just because he belongs to a statistical minority of victims?
Thank you, interjector. Vikram Seth, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, time starts now.
I appreciate the sharpness of your question, my dear opponent. But this is not a debate about denying rights or neglecting the fact that men are also abused, that men also face harassment, that they are falsely accused of crimes they never committed. The thing is, uh, when men are not men do not face systemic violence or oppression based on their gender. They face all these issues as individuals, whereas women throughout history they have been facing all kinds of all kinds of crimes and problems like rape, domestic violence, physical assault, and so many similar things. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikram Seth. Now I ask Team Arkaran to pose their second question.
Thank you. Second question to you would be, while it's true that in most cases acid attack victims are women, NCRB itself shows that 20% of these victims are men. Imagine a man is attacked by rival over a property dispute. His face is scarred, his life is shattered, and he is left struggling to rebuild. But when he seeks help, he finds that most of the NGOs and rehabilitation schemes are only designed for women, and they don't acknowledge men as potential victims. He is denied justice not because his suffering is less, but because he is a man. Shouldn't justice and rehabilitation be provided on the basis of need and not on the basis of justice? Justice is not about who suffers more, but about ensuring that no one suffers. So, don't you think that denying male protection is just replacing one injustice with another?
Thank you, interjector. Team Vikram Seth, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
I value your question, dear interjector. But as you just said, he he faced he was a victim of the acid attack because of a property dispute and not because of his gender. And like I said, this is not a debate about denying rights. This is a problem with society itself, not with the fact that uh,
Team Vikram Seth, relax, dear.
thank you.
Have some water. Do you have water? Team, do you have water?
Yes, ma'am, I have
Please
had.
have water. Relax yourself. It's a small debate. Come,
Yes, ma'am.
come on. Have water and relax yourself, and then you can answer. Not in a hurry. You can sit down and you can answer. Sit down.
Team Vikram Seth, are you comfortable now?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall we start?
Just 1 second, ma'am.
Okay.
My dear opponent, as you said, the man the man was a victim of the acid attack because of a property dispute and not because of his gender. And well, men do face all these problems like false harassment, like false cases of harassment or abuse. This is not because of their gender. And thank you.
Thank you, Team Vikram Seth and Team RK Narayan. Now we move to team number 10, Jhumpa Lahiri.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're very much audible.
I'll start.
Yes, your time starts now.
Boys don't cry, they always used to say. But do they ever ask if he's okay? Strong and invincible he is meant to be. His wounds and scars, does anyone ever try to see? Good morning, respected judges, teachers, and my fellow friends. Today, I, from Team Jumpal Harry, stand before you to speak on a topic that is often overlooked. Not only females, but even males need protection in India. We often talk about women's safety, and rightfully so. Women deserve respect, protection, and empowerment. But when we talk about equality, let us remember that equality is not selective. It does not mean protection for one half of the society and silence for the other. From a very young age, boys are subjected to harmful messages such as don't cry, be a man, or you're a boy, nothing can hurt you. This kind of mindset is harmful and dangerous as it discourages men from speaking up. It creates shame around vulnerability and reinforces toxic masculinity. Let me ask you, is pain any less real when it's felt by a boy? Is injustice any less serious when it happens to a man? Of course not. Pain has no gender. Trauma has no gender, and protection should not be limited by gender. Boys are humans too. They feel pain, they get hurt, and they can also be victims of abuse. After all, masculinity does not mean immunity. According to the National Crime Records Bureau, a large number of men die by suicide in India every year, many due to emotional stress, social pressure, or false allegations. In 2022 alone, there were 1,70,924 total cases of suicides, out of which 1,20,700 were men, nearly 2.4 times more than women. But it's not just about suicide. Domestic violence is also affecting men. A survey conducted in rural Haryana for 1,000 married men showed that 52.4% had faced gender-based violence and 51.5% had faced cruelty by their wives or intimate partners at least once in their lifetimes. And the law, the absence of equivalent numbers does not mean that male victims don't exist. It simply means they're not recognized, not counted, or too ashamed to speak up. Under the POSH Act, only women are recognized as victims of workplace harassment. In fact, under Section 63 of Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, only women are legally recognized as rape victims. Imagine being hurt and then being told that your pain doesn't even count, not by the society, not even by the law. Let me ask you, why is a man's cry for help treated as a punchline and not a red flag? To ignore male suffering is not progressivism. It is prejudice masquerading as moral superiority. I'm not saying that men face more danger than women. Absolutely not. But pain is not a competition. The goal should not be to compare pain, but to recognize it wherever it exists and take action. After all, let us build an India where a boy can report abuse without being mocked. A man can cry without being laughed at. Because yes, he bleeds, he breaks, he cries, and yes, he is human too. Thank you.
Very well spoken. Now I ask team number 9 Jacob to pose their first question.
Am I audible and clear?
Yes, you are audible.
Respected judges and their audience. It's rather fascinating.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I'm not able to hear the question at all. Can the interjector please move forward or speak a bit more loudly?
For your convenience.
Interjector, please see to it.
I still can't hear.
You can start now.
Can we start? Can we start?
No, we can't hear you very well.
What about now?
Come forward, beta. Please come forward.
Please come forward, beta. And now speak.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible.
Respected judges, their audience, it's rather fascinating that you think in a country where headlines scream loudly about dowry deaths, rapes, and acid attacks, and then declare that men need equal protection. Now that seems some kind of collective blindness. You know what? Every time we speak of men needing protection, the numbers themselves betray this argument. 90% of sexual assault victims, females. 70% of domestically abused, females. Thousands of dowry deaths and acid attacks, females yet again. And here we are being told men need protection too, as though the danger is perfectly balanced. It's like comparing a drizzle to a cyclone. And so, my first question to you, my dear friend, when a cyclone is destroying and devastating lives, will you raise your umbrella worrying about the drizzle?
Thank you, Detector. Team Jhumpa Lahiri, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
Thank you so much, Interjector, for your question. I would really appreciate it. But as I have stated in my speech, that male victims do exist, but the problem is of underreporting, overlooking one gender and overprotecting one gender and overlooking the other. You're simply making equality just a word and not an emotion. After all, yes, female victims do exist and they are they're in much majority. But I'm just saying that we need equality. Making laws for male victims would not take away anything from the female victims. It's not about exclusivity, it is making the laws inclusive. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Jhumpa Lahiri. Now we move to Ravindra Jago.
My friend, thank you for your valuable response. But for a matter of fact, isn't protection a matter of urgency? And isn't urgency not the same for all? Yes, men may face silent battles, but women face visible wars. Couldn't you agree? So, my friend, my second question to you is simple. When resources, laws, and public attention are all limited, do you truly believe it's wise to distribute equal protection to those who are safe on the streets and to those who are unsafe even inside their own homes?
I'm so sorry, Interjector, but your voice was partially audible. It cracked in between. I could not understand your
Ravindra Jago, you need to repeat the question.
My friend, for your convenience, I'll surely repeat my question. When resources, laws, and public attention are all limited, do you truly believe it's wise to distribute equal protection to those who are safe on the streets and to those who are unsafe even inside their own homes?
Thank you, Detector. Team Jhumpa Lahiri, are you ready with your answer? Team Jhumpa Lahiri, your response time starts now.
Thank you so much for your question, Interjector. I would again say that my speech that I just stated, I do agree that men need protection. It does not matter that if women are there are female victims and there are male victims, but isn't a justice system made to protect the vulnerable and not just focus on which gender is the victim and which gender is always the one who inflicts it? You cannot be making laws on the basis that one gender is always the one being the offender and the one who is always being the victim. If women need protection from exploitation, men do still need protection from violence and false allegations which are put against them. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your response.
My friend, I'm not satisfied with your answer.
And now I call the speaker against the motion from Team Jhumpa Lahiri. Are you ready?
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are very much audible. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Your
You are
time.
not clearly visible
Will you
from
please?
your front camera.
Your forehead is not visible.
Your forehead is not properly visible to us.
Just a second. Is it fine now?
It is clear. Okay. Your time starts now.
Men stand tall, no shield they need. For strength is theirs, they are freed. But women burdened by unseen fights deserve protection to claim their rights. Honorable jury and worthy opponents, today I stand firmly against the motion. Not only females, but males also need protection in India. Not because I deny the existence of male suffering, but because I strongly believe it is not a comparable priority in a country where being a woman is often a life threatening disadvantage. The average Indian woman grows up learning to be careful, dress modestly, avoid walking alone, or carry a pepper spray. Can we honestly say that Indian men are subjected to this constant fear or restriction in their daily lives? The rates of crime are rising rapidly from 64.5 per lakh in 2021 to 66.4 per lakh in 2022. And shockingly, more than 1,44,000 of these cases were domestic violence by husbands and in laws. If a woman is not safe in her own home, where exactly is her protection? This is why laws like Section 85 of the BNS were framed to protect women from cruelty by husbands and in laws. Critics may call it misused, but the truth is, its very existence is proof of how deeply rooted this problem is. Just a few days ago, the Delhi police arrested a man for allegedly raping his own mother on 2 occasions. Isn't this pure ruthlessness? Well, according to NCRB 2022 data, over 4 lakh cases of crimes against women were reported. That's a woman raped every 16 minutes, a dowry death every 77 minutes, and acid attacks that leave permanent scars both physically and mentally. This insecurity steals more than just peace of mind, it steals opportunity. According to the World Bank in 2022, only 28% of Indian women were in the workforce, while men crossed 70%. How can India progress when half its talent is locked away, not by lack of ability, but by fear? Crimes like child marriages, honor killings, trafficking, and acid attacks are not just statistics, they are scars on the soul of humanity. Do we really want to shift the spotlight from women who are still fighting for basic rights to a statistically insignificant narrative of male victimhood? The cry for male protection is often born from a reactionary mindset to women's empowerment, not from grounded human right violations. For every false case a man might face, thousands of women don't even dare to speak up, fearing shame, disbelief, or worse, death. After all, the same medicine cannot be applied to different wounds. Safety requires context and not symmetry. We women are not asking for sympathy. We're demanding survival, dignity, and the right to live without fear. And until that is secured, safety for men is not a priority. It is just a distraction. Let's not dilute the fight for justice by making it a false equivalence. The ship is still sinking for women. Let's not hand out life jackets to those who are already on the rescue boat. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen, for live. Now I call the interjector from Ravindra Cheko.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Their opponent.
Wait, your time starts now.
Their opponent. Now I'm almost convinced that danger reads the constitution and follows gender quotas. Respected judges, their audience. If you notice carefully, today here a new law of nature has just been invented. Danger is gender specific. Yes, apparently violence, depression, and injustice. They all politely knock on a woman's door and say, yes.
Your voice is echoing a lot.
Is it still echoing?
Okay, start.
Could you please repeat your question?
Can I ask if I'm still audible?
Yeah, you are audible now.
And here today, dear friend, now I'm almost convinced that danger reads the constitution and follows gender quotas. Respected judges, dear audience, if you notice carefully, today, here, a new law of nature has just been discovered. Danger is gender specific. Yes, apparently violence, depression, and injustice. They all precisely knock on women's door and spare the men. What a convenient universe. Just tell me, when the Titanic sank, did the waters ask the genders of those drowning? So, my friend, my first question to you is simple. If protection is truly a matter of humanity, then why are you so keen on distributing it with scissors in hand, trimming away half the population from its reach?
Thank you, interjector. Now, Team Chumpaleri, response time starts now.
Thank you for your question, dear interjector. So, as I stated in my speech, that women are suffering a lot and they are facing crimes against them. We cannot just dilute the fight completely towards them. What I'm trying to convey is that the spotlight can be shared, not shifted. We can have laws for both men and women, but right now in this era, women are suffering more than men. Women are facing such pervasive risks and challenges that from domestic violence to harassment to systematic inequalities. Can we honestly say that men are facing all these gender-based inequalities? We often see historically that women were made to feel inferior, while men were given attention and other resources. Therefore, what I'm trying to prove is that women need protection more than men because women are the future of this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Chumpaleri. Now, are you ready with your second question?
Ma'am, could I possibly ask for something? Dear friend, could you possibly not turn on your mic when I speak my question?
Sorry?
Ma'am, I'm asking if the opponent should not turn on her mic when I speak my question.
Okay. Team Chumpaleri, kindly mute yourself.
Can I start?
Okay, now you can pose your second question. Your time starts now.
Dear friend, thank you for your valuable response. And here's my second question for you. The POXO Act 2012, a law meant to protect children from monsters. Noble on paper, yes, but look closely. It assumes guilt before innocence. And curiously, the accused is almost always a boy. It paints boys as natural predators and girls as automatic prey. Wow! So if Romeo and Juliet were in India today, Romeo wouldn't be climbing the balcony with roses. Huh? He'd be climbing the stairs of a courtroom with a handful of summons. So, my friend, I ask you, if the law itself was blindfold with only one gender visible, then tell me, are we protecting our daughters or feeding our sons to the system?
Thank you, interjector. Team Chumpaleri, are you ready to answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, response time starts now.
Thank you so much, interjector. As I gathered from your question, that men usually are claimed to be the victims of crimes, that they have committed these crimes. Well, haven't they themselves created the stereotype that they are the victims? According to NCRB 2022 data, over 95% of the men commit cases against crimes against women. Women are the ones who are suffering more than men. How can we say that women and men are different when both are biologically? How can we say that women and men are same when both are biologically different and have different mindsets? We often see that women are made to feel inferior. Shouldn't there be shoulder to shoulder equality instead of discrimination? Thank you.
Thank you, Team Chumpaleri. Thank you, Team Rabindranath
My
Tagore.
friend, I'm not satisfied with your answer as I do not clearly align with your views on our current society.
Thank you, Team Rabindranath Tagore. Now we move to the Team 11, Team Kiran Desai. Team Kiran Desai. Okay, your lateral view is still not open. Okay. Now, are you ready with your? We can't.
Are we audible clearly?
Are you audible?
Ma'am, we would have a slight request. First of all, when the timer is 3 minutes and 30 seconds, we humbly request to not press the buzzer. We could see the timer and we will be aware if our time is running out, but please don't turn on the buzzer.
That is it.
It has already been set at that time.
This is the part of the rule, and it has been doing with all the teams, so it will be done in all the teams.
Okay, ma'am, no problem.
It is just a matter of 2 seconds. We are putting the buzzer only for 2 to 3 seconds.
Okay, ma'am, no problem.
Yeah. And request if you can stand and do. Otherwise, it's okay if you are sitting and doing. That's fine with us.
Ma'am, we prefer to be seated. Thank you.
Okay, Team Kiran Desai, you will be speaking for the motion.
Yes, ma'am.
Your time starts now.
They are reaching for safety. How adorable. The world hands out silence like candy, calls it resilience, and wonders why men grow up paranoid and hollow. But hey, at least it looks fair on paper, right? With an affliction to the obsidian jury, I extend echoes from abyss to my fellow voices in contention. Honored to be a part of this erudite assemble, I rise in full favor of the motion. Not only females, but males also require protection in India. As Deepika Bhardwaj, a men rights activist, warned, males have misused their social privileges. Now females are misusing their legal ones. This world is rotten. Men beg for justice only to be mocked, ignored, told that their pain does not matter. Almost 25% of the dowry and harassment cases collapse as false. But by then, men have already lost their dignity, reputation, and even life. So if both genders bleed, if both genders cry, so why protect only one? If we truly want justice, we cannot just say save the girl child. It must also be protect the boy child. Our laws have failed so badly that Indian men now beg Americans like Elon Musk for justice. Atul Subhash's suicide note stretched 13 pages long. Some pages were even addressed to the Prime Minister and the President of India. He was dragged to court over and over again, humiliated by endless of hearings. So his last desperate hope wasn't his own nation, but a tweet to a foreign billionaire. If this is not national shame, then what is? But of course, we have laws. Section 498A, IPC for cruelty, Domestic Violence Act 2005, the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act. Such wonderful protections. But notice something, each of these laws overwhelmingly favors females. Section 498A, for example, was meant to protect wives from cruelty. But it has been so misused that even Supreme Court calls this legal terrorism. Domestic Violence Act of 2005 defines an aggrieved person only as a female, leaving male victims completely invisible. The Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act again names females as victims as if men could never be harassed. Statistics paint out chilling truth. According to NCRB data, over 120,000 men die by suicide each year. That is 300 funerals a day, one death every 5 minutes. Nearly 70% of the married men suffocate under false cases and family disputes. Surveys show that more than half of the Indian men have faced domestic abuse daily in India, yet the law still insists that only females can be the victims. For too long, men have been painted as the villains, abusers, aggressors, oppressors. But what about their untold stories? A father who got humiliated but still endured it all for his children. A husband who got framed as a criminal without any proof. A young man who got assaulted yet denied recognition because men can't be the victims. They are not monsters. They are humans. And right now, men are just painted as villains of society's script. But we must remember that they are the protagonists of the stories we never cared to tell. Now, I would like to end on a reflective note with a poem of my own. He awaits for the dawn, staring at the dusk. As light dims, his voice gets tossed away like husk. As darkness touches his face, he remembers all the lies, and finally, darkness engulfs him whole,
breaking all his ties. And then he finally dies, and then he finally dies. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. Very well articulated. Now we move to the Team Nissim Ezekiel. Team Nissim Ezekiel, are you ready for your question?
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. You're ready to pose your first question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
My dear friend, I really appreciate the way how you presented your problem around male safety. But following the topic, I have some queries. The Constitution of India provides equal due to each and every citizen. So why do you say that? Why do you insist on handing separate umbrellas for males? Do you admit that the roof is the real problem or the Constitution is not framed properly? And you argue that males need protection, but are not males physically stronger than females? So why do they require protection? Can you justify that males are the hunters or the hunted ones?
Thank you, interjector. Team Kiran Desai, are you ready?
Yes, Amar, but can he please repeat the last statement?
Last line.
You have to repeat the last line.
Okay, interjector.
So my last line was, can you justify that the males were the hunted ones or the hunters?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, your response time starts now.
Thank you for the question. I respect your concern, but I must remind everyone that both genders bleed, both genders cry, so both genders deserve protection. In India, there aren't just a couple of cases where misuse of law has taken place. For instance, in Delhi from the year 2021 to 2025, only 23 cases out of 9,950 cases were actually convicted under Section 498A IPC for cruelty. Actually, 47% of these cases were squashed by the Delhi High Court for being false, exaggerated, or lacking evidence. And this isn't just about Delhi. Even in Bangalore in the year 2017-2022, only 22 cases out of 2,202 cases were actually convicted, again under Section 498A IPC for cruelty. Now, ensuring men protection is not a competition with women's rights. It's a commitment to fairness, justice, and equality. And I personally believe that there must be laws that strengthen investigation. Not only that, but there must be laws that prevent misuse of other laws by both males and females. Take Canada, for instance. There, a person can face up to 5 years in prison for filing a false complaint under Section 140 of the Criminal Code. So in the end, the solution is plain and simple. Make the laws fair, make the laws accountable, make the laws robust. I repeat, make the laws fair, make the laws accountable, make the laws robust. Thank you.
Very good response, Team Kiran Desai. Now we move to this next question from interjector. Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
So my second question is like that. If males and females are equal, according to you, should laws and safety measures be made entirely gender neutral? But the NCRB reports show something different. Males are consistently shown as primary perpetrators and females primary victims. Can you justify?
Thank you, interjector. Team Kiran Desai, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
To answer your question, I would like to highlight the core of today's debate. Fairness. Protection can never be selective. It must be inclusive. And I genuinely agree with the fact that yes, women have faced domestic abuse and harassment severely throughout their lifetimes. But we cannot ignore the misery of a man. According to two NGOs, Safe Family Foundation and My Nation, they surveyed over 1,680 men, and what they found was shocking. They found out that almost 98% of these cases, men have confessed that they have faced some sort of financial, social, physical, or emotional abuse throughout their life more than once. Not only that, but according to National Family Health Survey, men, 52% of the Indian men have faced domestic abuse at least once in their lifetimes. Water fills his lungs and his vision blurs, and the world expects him to breathe alone, unprotected, unseen. And we absolutely cannot ignore the cases where misuse of law has taken place, because these cases can take away a man's reputation, dignity, and even their lives. So, in the end, my stance remains clear. A balanced law isn't the one about men versus women. It's about building fairness into justice. And until both men and women are equally safe in India, we cannot claim to be a just society. Because protection was never about gender, it was about humanity. I repeat, protection was about humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Kiran Desai. Now we move to the next speaker against the motion. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
When a daughter is afraid to walk home at night, when a wife suffers in silence behind closed doors, when a mother's safety depends not on rights but on luck, how dare we claim that men need equal protection? The cry of a woman in danger is not merely her voice, it's the echo of centuries of suffocated screams, a history of injustice still waiting to be acknowledged. And today, I refuse to let that echo be drowned beneath the illusion of equality. Today, I, representing Team Kiran Desai, stand firmly against this motion that is not only female but male also need equal protection in India. While equality can be universal, danger has never been. In every 4 minutes, a crime against women is reported. In every 16 minutes, a woman is raped, and in every 20 minutes, a woman is abducted. And these are not just dry statistics. Ladies and gentlemen, these are lies inseminated by malignant tapestry of systematic oppression. Remember Kathua, where an 8-year-old girl was drugged and raped inside a temple? Remember Nirbhaya, a paramedical student, raped so savagely that her body couldn't contain her soul? Remember now, where a teenage girl who dared to seek justice was set ablaze on her way to court? Remember Hathras, where a girl was gang raped, left paralyzed, and then secretly cremated? And these are not just isolated tragedies. Ladies and gentlemen, it forms a single pattern, a system where patriarchal tyranny decides who lives, who dies, and who is erased. Behind these headlines lurks an even darker market, deep bride bazaars, where the lives of women are bought and sold like mere livestock. Girls are trafficked across borders, and daughters are erased before their birth. Dowry death still stains our soil. Take Barack Obama, where a young bride Pooja was set on fire. You may ask why? Because a motorcycle and some cash wasn't enough as dowry. These horrors are an incubation of a lethal society. A society where female existence is constantly under siege. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's address the elephant in the room. Then do men really suffer crime? Yes, they do. But what kind of crime? NCRP report reveals that men are often victims of thefts, road accidents, murder, property dispute, pickpocketing. They are in danger of circumstance, not enough existence. A man walking late at night may fears just a pickpocket, but a woman walking late at night fears being dragged into an alley, raped, mutilated, and then silenced forever. And yes, every year during Navratri, we bow to feminine for 9 sacred nights. We wash feet of little girl, we chant to goddess Shakti. But when drums fall silent and diyas fade, the same society that has worshipped the goddess beats, rapes, and kills the daughter of same divine energy. How what greater hypocrisy can there be? Protection has never been a question of indulgence, but a reparation for centuries of imbalance. My worthy opponent argues that men need equal protection, but I argue that why women are still denied equality, why women are still told to adjust, why women are still mocked for their decision, judged for their choices, why women are still blamed for the violence they have endured from centuries, why women are still denied basic rights, a basic right even to exist. How can anyone with clear conscience claim that men need equal protection? Our own mythology offers us a warning. When evil overflowed and demon mocked justice, Mount Kali emerged, dark, fierce, and unstoppable, to protect creation and annihilate oppression. And today, we do not ask for a goddess to descend, but for a society to itself rise, to protect its women, not tomorrow, not equally, but today, now, and above all. Thank you.
Very well spoken, Team Kiran Desai. Now we move to Team Nisim Ezekiel. Are you ready with your first question?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Kiran Desai, is Team Nissim Ezekiel is audible to you?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
Okay. You can pose your first question. Your time starts now.
My dear friend, I really appreciate the way you framed your problem around male protection. Following the logic, I wonder that campaigns like Beti Bachao and Beti Padhao are important, but with 75% of India's suicides being male, why don't this country run some parallel campaigns like Beta Padhao and Beta Samjo, targeting the mental health of boys, which is ruining day by day?
Thank you, interjector. Kiran Desai, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
Thank you for your question, dear interjector. Now I quote Aeschylus that nothing vast enters the life of mortal without any curse. Every blade can cut an innocent, and every medicine can be a poison. But we do not ban fire because it burns. We control it and it saves our life. Child equality is not arithmetic. It is justice and it has to be rational. Aristotle spoke of epikeia, equality, as the spirit of law. But there are more than 3,000 rape cases of women still pending in our own nation, in a single state of our own nation, that is Kerala. There are so many rape cases, including that of mentally challenged girls, physically disabled girls, the girls who cannot even walk, the minor girls. They are eating dust in the courts of our own nation. By quoting these stats, I mean to say that law on a paper is more like a lamp without an oil. It may shine for a moment, but it cannot banish the darkness forever. In a burning household, we save children before we save the unburnt furniture. And those children is our mothers, daughters, sisters, friend, or someone we may or may not know engulfed in flames of inequality. And yes, India has so many laws to protect its women. But every woman still walks home as if she's crossing a minefield. Yes, men can be victims and they are, but women faces a fate from which she can never ever return. The legislation can never be used to measure equality, justice, and protection. It can always be measured from the heartbeat of a mother who dares to let her daughter walk out late at night. There will be a big question mark on India and the Indian society until and unless each mother's heartbeat is steady. Thank you.
Thank you for your response. Interjector, are you ready to pose the second question? Okay, your time starts now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My second question is, women need protection on account of fragility. So why do they claim that they are better than men in the fields of politics, defense, and strategy? And if you cannot give protection to men, can we call this society truly progressive? Are we still stuck in that medieval situation? Can you justify that?
Thank you, interjector. Team Kiran Desai, are you ready?
Can you please repeat the question?
Team Nissim Ezekiel, please repeat the question and be a little louder.
My second question is, women need protection on account of fragility. So why do we claim that they are better than men in the field of politics, defense, and strategy? And if this society cannot provide protection to men, can we call this society truly progressive? Are we still stuck in that medieval situation or are we improving? Can you justify that?
Is it audible now, Team Kiran Desai?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
Thank you again, dear interjector, for your question. Equality doesn't mean sameness. Cheating to unequal situation is injustice in disguise. Swami Vivekananda once quoted that true measure of a nation lies within its treatment of its women. But there are even more than 4.5 lakh cases of crime against women still pending. Each delay is like a silent permission for violence to continue. Yes, men can be victims and they are, but women faces a malignant system. Feticide before birth, dowry after marriage, and rapes, assault, and domestic violence in between. To demand identical protection for both the gender in situations like these is to polish a cracked roof. True justice doesn't mean to give equal treatment to unequal wounds. It is repression for side which still bleeds. While it is true that each individual is subjected to violence, partiality paints a different picture. In India, domestic violence is overwhelmingly affecting women due to long-standing gender inequalities, generalized stereotypes, and patriarchy. The existing Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act (PWDVA) was intact as an affirmative action to protect women from economical violence, emotional violence, and physical violence they face on an everyday basis. But there are more than 87% of these cases which are still unreported due to fear of society and their social stigma. And then, how can we forget the psychological violence they face on everyday basis? Please do not laugh too loud. Please keep yourself covered. Please do not wear what you like. Most of them are even seen as a machine to produce offspring, and some are even abused for not producing a male offspring. Isn't this a violence of another kind? So let's just get together and build a society where each and every woman is safe in each and every corner of the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Virendra. Thank you, Team Mr. Ezekiel. Now we move to the second last team of today's debate, Jayant Mahapatra.
Should I start now?
Okay. Your time starts. Your time starts now.
Let's not build walls between gender. Let's break chains, for equality is not division, it is liberation for all. A very good morning to our esteemed guests, dignitaries, and dear fellow friends. Today on this platform, I'm going to speak for the motion for Team Jayanta Mahapatra, not only women, but men too need protection in India. For too long, whenever we talk about safety and protection, our minds truly focuses on the vulnerabilities faced by women and girls. And let me be clear, it is necessary. Women have faced lots of injustice and inequality for centuries. But true progress, true equality means ensuring safety and dignity to every citizen, regardless of the gender. In India, laws and provisions are designed to protect women. Schemes for girl child education, laws against domestic violence are also introduced. But does that mean men don't need protection? Obviously not. Recently, there have been many instances where men have been falsely accused for crimes like sexual harassment and dowry. Even before the proper investigation, the society starts blaming men. Their image, career, and family life is often destroyed. Recently, an automotive engineer of Bengaluru committed suicide and left behind suicide note alleging harassment by his wife and her family. So don't you think time has come when a country needs gender-neutral laws? In constitution, under Article 14 says that every citizen should be treated equal under the eyes of laws without any discrimination. But in reality, when it comes to gender, why so much discrimination? Tell me why. Since ages, men in a society are expected to be strong, brave, never cry, and always provide for the family. But sometimes this pressure leads to depression and anxiety and sometimes suicide too. Men too face violence, verbal, mental, and sometimes physical too, but they hesitate to speak because they're afraid of being mocked. Even if they try to speak against abuses, they're often laughed at. This further discourages men victims from seeking justice. In schools and colleges too, men are being bullied, especially teenager boys. If they tell their problem to anyone, they're often told to man up. This toxic mindset should be changed. Women to face violence, men to face violence, verbal, mental, and sometimes physical too, and men to face violence. So my point is, when we say gender equality, it should be applied to everyone. We cannot achieve true equality if one of the gender is being protected and other is suffering in silence. So let us understand that uh, because true progress, true equality means ensuring safety and dignity as a citizen. Let us understand that protection is not a gender issue; it is a human issue. Now let us rise above gender biasness and create a society where everyone feels safe and secure. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Jan Mahapatra. Now I request the interjector team, A.K. Ramanajan, to pose their first question. Team A.K. Ramanujan, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
Thank you for your thoughtful speech. Now I have a question for you. When you emphasize that both men and women need equal protection, how do you reconcile with the fact that most crimes against men are committed by other men? And do you think it is fair to compare male discomfort with female danger? And should we be working on fixing male behavior rather than asking for protection? Thank you.
Thank you, interjector. Jen Mahapatra, is the question clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
Thank you for the question, friend. I appreciate the concern you have raised. I agree that in some places, men are being more protected. I also agree that women's issues are more serious than men when it comes to safety. But I think it's important to recognize that men do face violence, verbal, mental, and sometimes physical too. But they hesitate to speak because they're afraid of being mocked. Men do face violence, especially in rural areas where abuse and domestic violence is common. So, there are many instances where men have been falsely accused for crime, like sexual harassment and dowry. Even before a proper investigation, the society starts blaming men. Their image, career, and family life is often destroyed. So I strongly believe that when I say true equality, it should be applied to everyone. We cannot achieve true equality if one of the gender is being protected and other is suffering in silence. Because true progress in ensuring safety and dignity to every citizen, regardless of the gender. So let's try to avoid gender biasness and create a society where everyone feels safe and secure and make this earth a better place to live. I repeat, make this world a better place to live. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, Jen Mahapatra. Now we move to Team A.K. Ramanujan to pose their second question. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
Thank you for your answer, but now I have another question for you. When you emphasize that both men and women need equal protection, how do you reconcile with the fact that there are men like Mukesh Singh who raped a woman and then mocked her with disturbing statements? How do you think protection will change the mindset of these people who do not think about women, who discriminate women, and who abuse women? How do you think protection will change the mindset of these men?
Thank you, interjector. Now, Jen Mahapatra, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Your time starts now.
Before answering this question, let me clarify that motion is not about denying to women's protection. It is about extending it to men as well. In India, we always protect women from harassment. But in reality, when men do face harassment, discrimination, they are often ignored in the society. There have been many cases where men have been falsely accused and the laws are being misused. Men are being falsely accused even though they are not, even though they are the victims. The rate of suicide are significantly high in men as compared to women. Since ages, men in the society are expected to be strong, brave, never cry, and always provide for the family. But sometimes this pressure leads to an anxiety and sometimes suicide too. So when I say men to need protection, I don't mean instead of women. I mean along with women, men to need protection in India. I repeat, when I say men to need protection, I don't mean instead of women. I mean along with women, men to need protection in India. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Jen Mahapatra. And now I call upon the speaker against the motion.
Good morning, honorable judges, esteemed faculty members, and my worthy opponents. I'm representing Team Jayanant Mahaprata, and I am the speaker against the motion. And our topic is not only women, men should also need to be protected in India. In India, the provision of laws to protect girls and women started in colonial period. The laws and the section of other laws like Penal Code 1890, the Indian Evidence Act 1872, and the Act of Criminal Procedure 1873. However, as time passed, it was deemed ineffective and inadequate to count the problem of rising crimes in our society against girls and women. Protecting women in India is crucial in both ethical and practical reasons. It's a matter of fundamental human right, ensuring dignity and safety for all citizens. Protecting women and empowering them with a secure environment is essential for India's overall progress and growth. Protecting women is a fundamental human right, ensuring dignity, safety, and freedom from harm. Protecting women is a necessary step towards gender equality where women have the same opportunities as men. Protecting women from harm is not just about upholding their dignity, but about ensuring that they are treated with respect and value. A society where women feel safe and empowered is a more productive society. Protecting women and empowering them leads to increased innovation, development, and growth. A society where women feel safe and empowered is a more resilient and a more stronger nation. When women feel safe and empowered in a society, they can contribute fully in the society. They can contribute in workforce, in public life, in social progress, in development, and in growth. By protecting women, India can unlock its full potential. A society where women feel safe and empowered is a more stronger and a more resilient nation. India has a high incidence of violence against girls and women. Protecting women and empowering them, India can create a more just equitable and a more prosperous future for all. Current issues against girls and women in India include sexual assault, domestic violence, violence against women, and political underrepresentation and persistence of practicing like child marriage and dowry. While laws exist to protect girls and women, enforcement is often weak in strengthening the justice system and ensuring that the laws are effectively implemented is essential. Changing societal attitudes and challenging harmful gender stereotype is crucial. This requires education, awareness campaigns, and community engagements. I'm sorry, but I don't think that the girls and women are protected in India. The men that are doing these things are moving freely in the society. Why? The government is silent. Why is government not taking actions? This is why the criminals get motivated because of the government's silence. I'm not saying that the girls and women are not fully protected in India, but they are not very much protected in India. I'm not saying that men's all men are wrong, but what about those who are wrong? If 90% of the men are right, so what about those 10% who are wrong? Thank you.
Thank you, Team Jain Mahapatra. Now I call the interjector from Team AK Ramanujan. The first question against the motion. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Your time starts now.
Thank you for your thoughtful speech, but I have a question for you. When you emphasize in your speech on giving protection to only one gender, aren't you repeating the same gender bias that history has shown us? And don't you think that protection should be based on human dignity and rights, not on the basis of someone's order of chromosome? Anyone who suffered violence should be given justice, no matter what. And that is my point.
Thank you, interjector. Jain Mahapatra. Are you ready?
Thank you, dear opponent, for a nice question. I'm very satisfied with your question, but women's safety in the country is a major concern and talk as much as possible. She's a mother, she's a daughter, she's a grandmother, she's a mother-in-law. She played every role, yet she is not safe. I'm not saying that the women are not protected in India, but I'm also not saying, but women's women's need some protection that is not in India now onwards. Women are scared to go out from their houses at night just to buy a basic thing from a general store. In India, domestic violence, sexual assault, harassment are the common form of violence against women. Dowry death is an ultimate form of murder. Indians still believe in the psychology that dowry system is a tradition where father lose everything to pay it. 70% of the women are the victims of domestic violence. Acid throwing. Acid throwing a is a violent assault that can destroy a life of a beautiful girl. Moreover, the girls are forced in a marriage when they are not even mature to understand the responsibilities. The day when India, when the day when women in India can do basic things, uh, is when we are truly succeed as a country. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Jan Mahapatra. A.K. Ramanujan, are you ready to pose the second question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
Thank you for your answer, but I have another question for you. When you emphasize in your speech on giving protection to only one gender, but you need to understand that history has been an open testimony that when men were neglected protection, they became the abusers of our society. And researchers show that if men are given protection, women abuse rate could drop down from 60 to 70%. Now, after seeing this, not giving protection to men is selfishness. And don't you think we should see the bigger cause and fix the root cause rather than seeing our own selfish benefits?
Thank you, Interjector. Now, Team Jan Mahapatra, are you ready to respond?
Thank you, dear opponent, for your next question. With due respect, I would like to recreate that the motion said not only women, men also need to be protected in India. The point I stand on is simple. Protection is the matter of context, not equality of words. Women in India face centuries of systemic discrimination, and inequal opportunities and daily vulnerabilities in public and private lives. This is why laws and special protection exist. Protection is not privilege. It's a corrective measure to bring us balance in a society that is deeply imbalanced. So instead of focusing on equalizing protection, the real focus is on equalizing mindset and patriarchal and ensuring that the women are living in a society where protection is no longer a necessity. Of course, men too face problems in several situations, but framing the debate as if the men's need the same category of protection dilutes very real and urgent struggles of women. Protection is not about challenges. Protection is about need. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Jan Mahapatra and Team A.K. Ramanujan. As you know of the sequence, we now call the Team 13, Team Kushwant Singh.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're very much audible and properly visible. So you will be speaking for the motion.
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Respected judges and dear participants. I stand before you to speak for the motion. Not only females, but males also need to be protected in India. For years, we have been told that women are vulnerable and need safety. This is absolutely true. But does that mean men are also safe? Wrong. The answer is no. Men to face challenges, discrimination, and dangers that often go unspoken. So, first, let us talk about their mental health. Society keeps on telling men to be strong, fearless, and unemotional. As a result, many men suppress their feelings, which leads to depression, stress, and tragically, even suicide. Reports show that suicide rate among men in India is alarmingly high. Shouldn't we protect men by encouraging them to seek help and removing the stigma around their emotions? Second, men can also be victims of abuse and violence. Domestic violence against men is rarely reported, not because it doesn't exist, but because men fear being mocked if they come forward. Similarly, false accusations in cases like dowry, harassment, or assault can ruin a man's career, reputation, or even family life. Protecting men is not about ignoring women. It is about justice is equal for all. Third, societal pressures weigh heavily on men. They are expected to be the sole breadwinners, the protectors, the problem solvers. These expectations are unfair and emotionally exhausting. Men should have the right to express themselves, to have the right to share responsibilities, and to not have the fear of being judged for not fitting into stereotypes. Fourth, false accusations. In some legal systems, laws intended to protect women may be misused, leading to harm for men and their family life by false allegations and lengthy court processes. Finally, empowerment and prevention are key. When we protect men from harmful influences like toxic masculinity, peer pressure, and substance abuse, we are building healthier families and a stronger nation. A peaceful society can never be achieved if we care for only one gender and neglect the other. Protecting women is important, but true equality means protecting men as well. Justice, safety, and dignity should not be based on gender. It is time we realize that men too need support, respect, and protection. With this, I strongly conclude that a balanced society is possible only when both men and women are protected equally. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Kushwant Singh. Now we move to Team Sarojini Naidu with the interject.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now to pose your first question.
Dear friend, every 1.7 minutes, a case is reported by a woman. Yet, the conviction rate is so low that 7 out of 10 accused men walk free, leaving the victim with no legal support and lethal retaliation. Consider Delhi, where a rape accused released on bail killed the very woman who had sought justice against him. If even the courage to complain can cost a woman her life, isn't it evident that the real focus lies in strengthening women's protection rather than shifting the focus to men who are far less at risk?
Thank you, interjector. Team Kushwant Singh, are you ready?
Can the interjector please repeat his question?
Interjector, please repeat your question.
Do I need to repeat the whole question or should I just repeat the last para if you did not understand it?
Please, can you repeat the whole question?
The whole question.
Dear friend, every 1.7 minutes, a woman reports. Anything? Hello. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am is so the one who's in charge for the timers trying to say anything.
Okay, we'll start the timer, don't worry. Your time starts now.
Every 1.7 minutes, a crime is reported by a woman. Yet the conviction rate is so low that 7 out of 10 accused men walk free, leaving the victim with no legal support and lethal retaliation. Consider Delhi, where a rape accused was released on bail and he killed the victim who had sought justice against him. If even the courage to complain about these crimes can cost a woman her life, isn't it evident that the real emergency lies in strengthening protection for women rather than shifting the focus to men who are far less at risk?
Thank you, Team Sarojini Naidu. Now, Kushwant Singh, are you ready to answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your response time starts now.
As I said, that men and women are equal. They should be justice is equal for all. The Delhi like place in Delhi like place we should help women also. But if we also care about men, some people are false accused.
Team
It's
Kushwant Singh, please look straight and then speak.
if and I said that if we protect and I said that women in places like Delhi, rape cases are reported, but considering them to uh, the challenges faced by men, they are not equal. We to build a stronger nation and a peaceful society, we shall protect men as well. Protecting women is important too, but but true equality only can be achieved if we protect men as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Kushwant Singh team. Now we move to Nadu for the second question.
Dear opponent, thank you so much for your question.
Wait.
I think
It's your time starts now.
like this. Section 498A of the Indian Penal Code was made to protect married women from cruelty and harassment by their husbands or in-laws. However, driven by the persistent demands of hundreds of men to make this law gender neutral, a petition was submitted to the Supreme Court of India. It is a fact that 65% of India is rural and less than 15% of those women are aware of their rights. So, if protection is expanded to men, how do you guarantee that women in rural areas have the same level of safety as they had and the protection for them in abusive marriages is as effective as it was formerly?
Team Kushwant Singh, is the question clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
Protecting women is also important. As I said that justice should be equal for all, protecting men and women is important. As we protect men, we should protect women also. We should fight for women in rural areas and cities where women are not protected. But protecting men is also important. We shall help them also to fight for their rights. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Kushwant Singh. Now I call the speaker against the motion from Team Kushwant Singh. Are you ready?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are very much audible. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Your time starts now.
Keep women secure to make our country endure. Keep women secure to make our country endure. Respected principal, judges, and dear participants, I stand before you to speak against the motion. Not only females, males also need to be protected in India. At first, this statement may appear balanced and fair. However, when we carefully analyze the social, cultural, and historical context of India, we realize that the argument is just misleading. The undeniable truth is that the urgent and genuine need of our country is the protection of females, not males. Girls face discrimination since their childhood. Female feticide is still practiced in many regions of our country. The birth of a boy is often celebrated with joy, whereas the birth of a girl is sometimes considered as a burden. This reflects the deep-rooted mindset of our society and explains why women require special protection and support. Let us also consider the everyday reality of women in India who feels unsafe while walking alone at night, who faces harassment in buses, workplaces, and marketplaces, who is the victim of targeted crimes like dowry deaths, acid attacks, rape cases, domestic violence, etc. The answer is clear. It is not men, but women who suffer from this injustice far more frequently in their own country. Statistics from the National Crime Record Bureau (NCRB) clearly proves that women are far more vulnerable than men. The number of reported rape cases, the accused are men and the victims are women. The number of unreported cases is even higher because women remain silent out of fear and social stigma. Yes, it is true that men also face challenges like false accusations, workplace stress, ragging, etc. But comparing these issues to the deep-rooted systematic violence faced by women is unjust. If we argue that men also need the equal level of protection, we risk diluting women's safety. Equality doesn't mean looking equal on paper. It means addressing unequal ground realities. At the same time, we have to remember that protecting women does not mean preventing crimes. It means giving equal opportunities. When half of our population feels unsafe, our country cannot progress. Development is only possible when women are encouraged, empowered, respected, and can live without any fear. I stand here as a male myself, and I can confidently say that if India truly wants to progress, first we have to heal the wounds of our mothers and sisters. We have to change the mindset of our society, eliminate the trauma of centuries, and prioritize women's safety above all. At the conclusion, I strongly oppose the motion because women are far more vulnerable than men. Diluting this urgent issue by saying that men also need the equal level of protection is not only unfair but also dangerous. I would like to end my speech by saying that women are the creators of the society. Women are the creators of the society. If they are safe, our society is in safe hands. If they are safe, our society is in safe hands. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Kushwant Singh. Now we move to Sarojini Naidu. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
Dear friend, your observation about the chains of patriarchy still binding women is acknowledged. I agree that in the northern and western parts of India, the long-standing convention of property passing solely to sons was inequitable and oppressive. Yet, when we turn to the northeastern matrilineal societies, the property continues to transfer through the female line, which systematically excludes sons even today. So, what is your say in this? Why is so? Why? um so I ask you, if women receiving preferential treatment is celebrated as culture, why is the same treatment for men immediately condemned as discriminatory?
Thank you, Interjector. Team Kushwant, are you ready with your response?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
Dear friend, thank you very much for your question. But I had not said that males do not deserve protection. They also deserve protection. But let us right now in India, the females require more protection than men. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Kushwant Singh. Now, Sarojini Naidu, pose the second question, please. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
Proceeding with my second question. Online harassment today has become harassment today transcends gender boundaries and has become an undeniable social meaning. NCRB data reveals that 72.5% of suicide victims are males, and the main causes of their suicide is cyberbullying and humiliation. For example, even Virat Kohli, hailed as India's one of the most finest cricketers, was subjected to this. He revealed that he was doxxed, stalked, and even received death threats online by netizens. He revealed that the harassment grew so severe that it left a lasting mark on his mental resilience. So I ask you, uh, we, so I ask you that we think that only women are subjected to this risk. But what about the men? Why don't we ever say something for them and recognize their problems?
Thank you, Interjector. Team Kushwant, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Your time starts now.
Males also need equal protection, but women need more. The main reason for such false accusations and these death threats is toxic masculinity. Males never share their experience or things with others, whereas females try to share their things with their relatives, with their friends, etc. But male, but males feels these accusations mentally, which harm them later, which even led to suicide. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Kushwant Singh and Team Sarojini Naidu. As we reach the final phase of today's debate, I now request our principal, Mrs. Nija Ashok, to share a few words.
Thank you, Elam. It was a wonderful debate. Before I say thanks to each one of the team, I would like to convey my 2 points to the students, those who are the part of today's debate competition. One thing, there are two important things which are required for any debate competition. The one is your expression and second is your confidence. So even if we try to read from the paper or from the teleprompter or from the listening from the echoing sound, if we do certain things, then what happens? Your expressions goes. Very simple. And it is quite visible also that what are we doing. I didn't mean that you all have done it, but I'm just simply telling that whenever we are having the debate competition, the important things are your expressions and your confidence. That really matters a lot in such kind of competition. You all were great, wonderfully done. So on behalf of Army Public School Old Kant, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all who have made today's debate competition a grand success. First and foremost, I wish to express my sincere thanks to our respected chairman, sir, for his constant guidance, encouragement, and the support. Your presence and blessings always inspire us to aim higher. A special word of appreciation goes to our distinguished judges who spared valuable time and to join us today and guided our young debaters with their wisdom and their judgment. My thanks also goes to the participating schools and their teachers for preparing and motivating the students to take part in this intellectual exchange of ideas. I also wish to acknowledge the tireless efforts of our own teachers and organizing committee whose planning and the hard work ensured that every detail was looked into. And finally, a big thank you to our bright and the confident participants. Dear participants, out of almost around 26,000 students, 39 students are here in front of us. So you all are just the winners for all of us. You are the reason why we all are here today, and the way you expressed your thoughts were really, truly impressed us all. With that, I once again thank you, each and every one of you, for your presence and contribution. Together, we have made this event a meaningful and a memorable one. We need some time to compile the result. Very soon, the results will reach to your teachers. I'll request all the principals and the vice principals. If you are ready with your results, you can mail us to us so that we can give the result to you. I'm sure you all are pretty satisfied, and we thought of having no cheating kind of a thing over here because everything is quite visible to everyone and everybody. We are here to welcome each and everybody's ideas and their suggestions. Thank you, each one of you. Thank you, Ila ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for your encouraging concluding words. As we come to conclude today's debate, the results evaluation has already begun and it will be shared by the principal's jury via official mail. I request all the principals to kindly share the judgment sheets so that we can compile the results soon.
Ila, jury and the time judge want to say something. Anything, sir?
Commissioner, first of all, I would like to thank the organizers, and I would like to appreciate the students, as ma'am rightly said, that all of them are winners since they have been chosen from their respective schools, from the wide number of students that are there in their school. It was a difficult time judging the students, and I believe the more difficulty the judges face as jurymen or people of the jury, uh, it speaks only about the quality of and the talent of the speakers and the participants. So this is something that is really appreciable. And the other thing is the judges' input that I would like to share is I hope all the students are listening. There are two aspects of debate.
First is the information part, and second is, of course, the emotion. And when your emotion and information comes together, it becomes your conviction. Now, debating is about sharing your conviction in a way that you sound convincing and you are able to influence the other party, your worthy opponents of the ideas that you wish to share, even if they are not on the side where you stand, but they are at least able not only to acknowledge, but you have to make yourself or your points acceptable. So one drawback in some students that we could notice, although I believe that this is just a preparatory phase, and by more practicing and more participation, you will get to learn better, is that you are is that your argument or your speech that you made was lopsided somewhere, because either you were full of emotion and lacked some information, or either you were too full of information and lacked the insightful wisdom that should come out of the information that you have gathered. So this is all that I wish to say. Overall, it was a good time for us to be here, and as seniors though, but we got to learn a lot from the students. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your views, sir.
Thank you, jury. Thank you, our distinguished guests, esteemed jury, respected principals, dedicated teachers, and spirited participants for making this debate a beacon of ideas and perspectives. With that, we formally draw the curtain on the Northern Command Inter-Aps English Debate Competition 2025. Wishing you all continued success, wisdom, and courage to speak what is right. Jai Hind.
Can they all leave now, ma'am?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. You all can leave. We'll share the results soon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.